No. Okay. Okay.
A lot of chewing going on.
No. Okay. Okay.
None of them turn my way, so we can
Okay.
actually see it.
I know, even if we
They
position them
always,
that
no
way.
matter what it is, they always look away, like completely away.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna position myself over there and see what she's gonna do about it. She's, she has the funniest face, and I'm not capturing it because I can't see it. We shall continue.
No.
And take away, please, because she'll try to pull it. Thank you.
No. No.
Anticipation is just killing her. And the more she tries, the longer she holds.
Okay.
And in about 15 more minutes, Carrie is not going to want to give her a treat with all this drool.
Okay. Okay. No.
Oh, finally.
Okay.
We're looking at me. Whee! The camera.
No.
Take it away. Too much
No.
pushing from my. Are we all froze up?
Okay.
Oh, look at all this slobber.
Okay.
We're all watching you. You were not supposed to know down, B. So.
No.
And make sure that you give her a treat when she's breathing,
Okay.
because she might not be breathing in a little bit, because if she thinks that she has to hold her breath in order for her to get a treat, that might happen as well. You might train her to do it.
No. No. Okay. Okay.
That's a safe spot, Carrie, yes. Carrie is pet in a safe spot. Safe of drool.
In. Good.
we all look in there, but I don't know what we're looking at. I thought maybe blood was coming out. But we were like, she looked, and then I looked, and you looked, and then I looked again. Izzie, it's your fault. You started it. Because we believe you. We believe there's somebody there. See?
Mm-hmm.
Telling you, maybe he is there. I don't know. If you're lying to me, that's not cool, girl, because I believe it. Go ahead. No? Nobody is there? All the manners are important. Absolutely all of them.
Okay. Good girl. Yes. Then go over your chin.
Now, we are not telling her what to do, so she can do whatever the heck she wants, except one thing, she cannot step down the ledge of my door. There is a, it could be anything that you want, you make the boundary on, but in my case, it's not that door line, it's the step down. That's just how we put this, but the dog can be anywhere. Except it cannot step outside. Not on her own term. So, and that should be every door, basically. Garage door, front door, back door, any door. Because that will teach her very good manners. So the only time that she's allowed to pass through is when she's getting tapped on the head, saying, okay, you can go. So that's the only time. Because that will save you a lot of headache. But what she's doing, it doesn't matter. So we're not giving her any kind of commands or anything, as you can see. If she wants to lie down and wait for it, she can. If not, she can walk away. She can do whatever the heck she wants.
Okay. Come.
Good girl. That's a good girl.
Okay. Izzie, come.
Good girl.
Good. Izzie, come.
Good girl.
That's a good girl. It's all kinds of smells out here today, huh? So you notice I'm grabbing the collar when I call her. That's in the event that, if for whatever reason, you have to call her and connect the leash or just grab her. So she needs to come close enough where you can physically grab her collar. So when you practice it, sometimes grab the collar just so she's used to it. So it's just not a random thing, so if you actually have to do it. Izzie, come.
Good girl.
Good. Very nice. treat, collar. Okay. Ooh. Izzie, come. Good girl, yeah. Good girl. Excellent girl. Good girl. Good. Okay. Izzie, come. Good. Now she's to the side. I can still grab her. Okay. So I just didn't give her a treat that time because I prefer it she's in front of me. But I still praised her. Izzie, come. Good girl. Good girl. Good. That time, I like that positioning. You got a treat, grab the collar, and a little pet on the head. Okay, now let her chew it. Izzie, come. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Excellent girl. Good girl. Good. Okay. Izzie, come. Good girl. Very good girl. That's it. Good job, sweetie. Okay.
Now, if she doesn't bring it, that's fine. Call the dog. So it depends if she's bringing for you or not. Because for us, she's not bringing it. And downstairs, you go get the frisbee.
Down.
Good. So it just depends. If she brings the frisbee, that's fine. If she doesn't bring it, that's how you handle it. As we have a tip for you how to increase that. So don't throw it far away, Carrie. See if she brings it in the short term. We really can't in 3 weeks teach her to do this because wasn't a priority of ours. But if you're interested in that, you can absolutely come up for trick classes and we can teach her to bring it to you. We just want to make sure that she is not doing that, what she was. Okay, go over there and come back to her with a frisbee. Don't have to go all the way, but just kind of come back to her playing with a frisbee in your hands. There you go. And make sure she stays the whole way. So there's two different things involved. It's one thing is, for her to be absolutely sane when the frisbee is around, and the play part of it still needs to be controlled as far as that goes. So go ahead, tap her. Don't throw too far so we can see if she's actually going to bring this.
Okay.
Thanks. We can't see it. Go! Run away from her. Run away from you. Run away from her. Carrie. Good job. There you go. And you grab it by the collar. See? And you just pet her. Now, you gotta tell her down and stay while you're taking this. And if you have to take her away from frisbee, you should. Okay, if she's on top of it and not letting her have it, step away. Call her.
Come.
Put her right there.
Down.
And then go get a frisbee. That's fine.
Okay.
But you have to let.
No.
Okay, no. Step back. Call her.
Come. Izzie, come. Good. Down. Good.
And you do it that way.
Good.
And again, play with your hands. Okay, the reason why it is important, because she'll knock anything over if she's just uncontrollable playing. That's why we put this stay in there, because you can't do this with children around. Don't throw it.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Very good. All right, and through it. Not now, obviously. Good. So just make sure you have enough stays, and then you play with it, and then always try to run away, Carrie, and you and everybody else. When the dog is having problem bringing it, try to run away from it. Okay. And did you want her to take it away? Because this is this thing. So.
Come. No. Come. Good. Down.
Okay. So next time, make sure that if she grabs it, you tell her no instead of allowing her to take it. Just get her next to her mouth. Well, actually, release her, and then make sure she ain't touching it. Just play with it. But okay, if she puts herself.
No. No.
Because she cannot be just going over there and grabbing this. Again, she's very dangerous when she does it with her weight throwing around. If she goes on a default down, that's fine. Go ahead. Release it. Release the dog.
Okay.
And that's something that you cannot allow.
No.
Try to release the dog again.
Okay.
Because see, it's hard for her because she's been grabbing your frisbee the whole time.
Good. No.
Okay? Call her.
Come.
I don't want her. I don't want her here.
No. Izzie, come. Good girl. You do good girl.
All right, release her from there.
Okay.
Let her play with it, whatever, if she does or does not. She's done. Now, that's another thing. In the beginning, when you're going to try to control her, she's going to say, well, I don't want to play. And you can't stop. You have to keep trying to play with her. And the reason for that is because she can't really control it. Again, I only want to play it this way. Well, this way is not going to work with two kids running around. It's just not going to work. So because you know that, she needs to learn how to play by being nice and polite.
Good girl. That's a good girl. Good.
Good job. And this is just, we overdid it at the moment. Go with her. Go get it with her. Good. Yeah, run away from her. Run away from her. Good, 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 good. If she doesn't do it, that's okay, but just always try to run away from her. Actually, you don't have to run backwards.
Just run away.
Just run away nice and slow, but, you know what I mean, run away and very excited. But that's the whole point, because you're going to knock yourself over. That's number one. Number two, you're still a threat of grabbing the frisbee if you are not turning it around. You see how possessive she is. So that's possession. So you have to come up here and tell her to go down, not next to the frisbee. Come.
Down.
There you go. Down. There you go. That's why you have a random down. And then you get the frisbee. Do not allow her to protect anything, because the resource guarding, even if it's in a nice way, it's still going to hurt somebody. All right, she said, it's hot and I had enough of your stuff. I'm going to go and get something else. But again, that's just because this play is not as much fun as she used to have, just completely obnoxious fun. And again, That's something that everybody have to realize, that one day, well, actually, like with the last police dog, he bit me right through the hand while trying to go for the not frisbee, whatever it is, toy, a ball or something. He didn't mean it, but the thing is, when you play with them constantly without any kind of boundaries, um, the accidents do happen much more often than they would if you play. Um, Still fun, but there are some rules in the games. The games are what actually connect you to the dog. So Carrie, she's again on top of the frisbee. So go there and try to get it, and if she's gonna get there, we're gonna go through the process back again. So she should end up just not reacting and trying to protect her frisbee from you. There you go. That would be the way you want it to handle. Okay? And majority of the people have a problem with, well, it's not as much fun. Well, every game is supposed to have rules. And before you were playing with no rules whatsoever. So the dog, yes, had fun, but he was dangerous for everybody who is playing. And majority of the time, you wouldn't be playing with them, especially in a different condition, or if you're sick, or other family members, because they're just worried about she's going to knock them over. So that will allow her to spend more time playing, and eventually she's going to enjoy that game just as much as she enjoyed the game before. All right. And that's the same thing with the doors as we experienced in the PetSmart. I'm just talking to myself, Carrie. That dog has a flat collar that's much bigger than it is, and it's constantly trying to back out of it. So I don't want to go by him or anywhere close to him. So let's just change our thing.
I don't think there's cats anyways.
Right, so I just don't want, we're either going to wait until he leaves or whatever that is. It's that one.
Down?
The guy might be very good at managing this, or he might come out. It's going to be hard for me to do this myself, where I have to put martingales on everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one.
But can some, like, brandy?
Yes, we're going to ask Brandy.
Extra eye?
Right, I'm going to probably ask Brandy to do that. That's right. That's a good thing. That's a good thought. Right. Oh, she's perfect. Yeah, I could just ask for volunteers like I did the last time. That'll be good. Sorry, but we're going to have to wait for that over there because... Yes, well, I stopped and I kissed him, and we were all kissing and all kinds of stuff right there before you guys came in. See, it's all talking a storm. Okay. I guess we're just talking, so. I just think it's a little dangerous. Oh, they got into it, huh? He didn't try to bite me this time. The Quaker did. $400 Quaker did. Alright, they're leaving. And they went. Huh?
prepared to go inside the hamster wheel. They're not right now, but
Ah, okay.
okay.
Yeah, don't fall asleep. We're just here because we waited somebody else. Alrighty. And we can go. So she can't on her own jump in or out. Hi. Thanks for the kiss.
Come on over here. Down. Good.
Good job.
Nope, over here. Down. Good.
Very nice. And it goes on the harness, so you can use any harness. We'll talk about this kind of structure. And before the kids will be on the second seat, you can use this. You can use the second seat, but make sure you practice. Once you practice good on the second row, you put it on the third row if that's what you're going to be doing. If not, there are other ways to put her in the back, but just make sure you have a seat belt for her. That's gotta attach it, like, you know, attach it to the car. Just because if anything, she'll fly, and if she flies in the vehicle, she will hurt the babies and you, possibly. So just make sure she is attached to her. This is a seat belt that we're using, because the seat belt they go through is going to get all cut up and going to be a much problem. Now she can stand up, she can turn around, she can lie down completely comfortable. The only thing that she can't do is leave from this point, not going this way or not going that way. And she also, you know, is attached completely, so if anything, she's just going to hit the back of the seats or the front of the seats or whatever that is, that, you know, hopefully never happens. Anyway, and let's go out and let's show. Most of the time she's just like that, or she stands up and watches in the window. So that's how most of the time, but once you hit the highway or whatever, she lays down just like that. So first you grab that leash and you unhook her from here, and she cannot be just bolting out of this, because especially if you're going to have something, you're going to, you know, deal with the kids first, and she's going to come out second. So make sure that she is absolutely under control there and safe.
Okay. Good girl.
And the reason why we do the muzzle, it's for the safety, and what we're also doing is making sure that you know how to introduce safely your dog to anybody. So a lot of times that is the best way to introduce him, and that would be a hell of a much easier for your friends with the smaller dogs especially, or whatever, because that way that's a little dog that cannot jump without growling. And yeah, you go. So that is the best way to do it, literally.
One more. No, around. Around.
Yeah, make her run.
Down.
But you know, that just makes everybody else much easier.
Good. Nope. Let's go. Here.
I have to say she's cute with the hair,
No, yeah.
but I want to cut all of it because she's constantly dirty. Yes, and no, I can't see you anymore. And we separate heels in 5 different behaviors that pretty much making sure that she knows, they know how to completely walk on everything any way you want to. Plus, the making it as exercise like this really helps them to have fun with it much more, because they can succeed, get their treats, get everything done, versus just walking somewhere where, I mean, they're gonna be walking and working anywhere else. But like, if you're practicing this is a much more fun way for them to do it. Plus, because they're winning every time, and they can really enjoy that. All right, Carrie, you guys are done with zigzag. And this you need to practice with absolutely everything and everywhere, because once the kids will be eating on their own, there will be no stopping of the slobber and all that unless you work it all out prior to. So should be with all the human food, her food, everything that she wants to grab on, absolutely everything that she wants to lick off, that whatever. So up to the point that make a couple, splashes with whatever it is she likes, and do whatever it is, and make sure that she leaves it all alone, period. And if you are to reinforce her for doing very well, you are to reinforce her with her own treats and never the food that she's been given, because other way the behavior in the end means I'll still get it. So that means there will be a very much more interest, and with all her slobber and all that stuff, you really don't want that. So it's not necessarily about putting her in a place every time that you are eating, or you need to completely take that as a core problem and solve it by making sure that this dog understands that there's going to be no food going to her from you or children. Because if it's just from you but no children, will be hard to explain. So we'll have to stick to it all together on this. Same with leaving stuff on the counter, same with everything has to do with food. Especially since kids are going to be on the lower level, on her level, later. So that would be even more important to completely get that. So if you want to give her some people food, whatever leftovers, you only do that as a attachment to a meal, like as a part of her meal when she gets fed. No any other time. And she's trying to get away because physically it's hard on her. So she's trying to think, if I'm just, see, there you go. The further away I am, that it doesn't exist. Well, that's an easy way out. However, when she's going to be around you eating or children eating, it's not going to be a possibility for a long time until she learns to completely be disinterested in this, because there is no reward in the end. Okay, Karen. We're good. think the place is cutting into the sun. Like if she doesn't lie down, it's gonna be on the sun. Look, it's Florida, people. Keep me in the shade. Now, and although it's an excuse, but you're not allowing her to use it as one. You just don't ask for too many. But because we all live here, yes, sometimes it's hot, but then sometimes you still have to do stuff that you need to do. So that's that.
Okay.
You just want to squish her all day. That's all you want to do. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Dog is one of the best dogs we had in a while. Extremely nice dog. On everything. The personality is fantastic. Adorable. Your lanyard is really distracting me. All I see is you getting stuck somewhere with it. And you go one way and your butt goes another way. Very nice. Very nice. And this is sometimes very much confusing to dogs. Are you slowing down or you stopping? So with the automatic down, sometimes you will see her trying to, like right now, see, she was trying to lie down, but she's kind of not really sure if you are or not slowing down to that degree. But and walking slow is extremely hard, and that's something that you need to concentrate on. Running and walking slow, because that's both hard on the dog. And once the kids are starting to move and run, you want the dog be next to them, not jumping around and trying to knock you over kind of thing. So good job. She's like, are you stopping, woman, or are you going slow? Come on. She has a lot of expressions in her face, which I'm sure gets you in trouble a lot. Boxers tend to do that. Bulldogs, boxers, whatever. Everybody. She's like, oh. So should I go down? Should I not? And that's what we're talking about. Sometimes we're going to help because we were trying not to get her down the whole time. And now it's like, okay, well, now you're going to go down. So help her out sometimes. That's not a big deal.
Izzie, please.
because it's just something that you can practice when you're by yourself and you don't have anybody to play with in this kind of situation. But the other one, you'll be practicing when one of you come home, another one is not. So that is very important to do that. But there's no excuse to not to practice when you're by yourself just as much. Because like every time that you need to just to take a delivery or do something that does not require anybody coming in, that is the situation here, and that doesn't have to be even practiced that way. Obviously you do, but not every time. That's a very important part, is to separate these events in time. Even though she's done, she's now releasing the dog, because next time what's going to happen is she's going to get up the second we close the door, because now she knows the next thing is I get up. So you don't make that association. Normal, but you're still gonna have to make her heel properly. A lot of dogs have a problem with these doors because they're closing kind of on them, and in this video we really don't stop. We show you everything so you know how to deal with it if there are issues. So she just speed up, and we didn't want that, so we made her turn around and go with this properly.
And the silver things on the sidewalk too, those.
Silver things on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's Cat, who's not happy. Not a happy cat. It's hot outside today.
This one is
There's a dog behind you. Okay, stay. We're gonna wait. Oh, look at this cat.
Yeah, this one's Caesar.
So nice. And another dog over there. This one doesn't like her. That one is like, you can't get me no matter what, so I don't care. She's very good.
This one's just checking her out.
I know, but she's like, I don't care. No matter what it is, I'm a king of the jungle. And this one is stalking her. So funny. Alright, we can go. And they're playing over there with them.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. I said this because there's people wanting to get to the cats. And we were too big to share the space. Well, you'll find him. He's somewhere here. They're not throwing it at you. They're on the other aisle, girl. And everywhere is a Christmas. Everything is Christmas now. See, now we're gonna buy the costume for the next year.
Yeah, well, they're on sale.
They're on sale, so for the next year we'll have a costume. Thank you.
Down?
That's just me.
She's very aware of her surroundings. Izzie
Yep.
is. Mustard.
Oh, there's mustard, there's ketchup over there, there's mustard over there. Thank you.
Boxer?
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Yeah? No.
No?
No. Thank you though for
She's
asking.
not that friendly,
No,
huh?
she is. She's no really friendly. We're working on not being so friendly.
Oh,
You know, you're fine.
I
You're actually
understand.
good. You're actually, this is good. But
I understand, very nice. Just be cute.
yeah, thank you.
I still don't have the formula, the one to get the people, random people to come up and pet them the most. You can go with extremely cute puppy, nobody's gonna come up. It's all very much questionable. And this place is great because just like a couple minutes ago, which you saw, that's going to happen a lot. You're not really in the store, you're not bothering really anybody. You're also not into the very scary situation where some people just let their dogs come up, you know, on the retractable leashes, not paying attention or whatever. So here you kind of can see everybody coming in, coming out. So you have a way of working with her without disturbing anybody else. And the people will approach, and you can work on that again here. So, and after a couple times, she will be great. And then for her, this place is like any other place, so you'll be much better off. And because here there's dogs and people, that's a great place to practice. All right.
Okay.
No. Good. And as you can see, the reason why it's hard is because that's not her normal gait.
What?
Okay, she normally goes much faster. So that's why you gotta work on all this.
Okay.
When you stop doing the walks or whatever, you really want to have dog just immediately lie down by herself. The only thing that in Florida you're gonna make sure that you're not doing it on the hot asphalt, because that will not be good. So if you're doing this, make sure that you walk in closer to the grass so she can actually do that all on the grass. And just remember, she will be trying to do this every time, so just be careful about that. But that will give you a complete control over situations, and also just be really nice when you stop to talk to somebody or do something. When you stop, she needs to lie down. That way everybody is stable and doing whatever they need to be doing. And see, the more she hesitated to go down and took her time, then more Carrie makes her stay down. Just to make sure that we are working her. I love how she always makes such a production of eating any treat. A lot of chewing. Excellent. And that's a lot for dog to do, so you see sometimes Carrie gives her treats, sometimes don't. Um, and especially if we're going to go out or something, obviously bring the treats. But in the house and in the areas where she's every day, you really want to work on her work ethics, not yours, hers work ethics. Just because she's an older dog and because she never had to work, she enjoys it, but it's as long as it's fun and interchangeable. But once it's like the same thing, she just don't see the point. That's very well. Okay, Carrie. That's good. Thanks. So anything that you do in your house and anything that you do in your yard and whatever that is with the normal circumstances, like there's no guests, no whatever, that all considered to be, in my opinion, a without distractions work. Okay, because all of that the dog is exposed to, like the birds, the lizards, the toads, whatever you name it. Okay, it's constantly being in your yard, so you constantly is working on it and should be able to. And every like the daily activity, like the post office people and whatever it is that you have, landscapers, whatever. All of that is you have opportunity to work on, so it is considered to be without distractions. So I do expect the dog to be a heck of a much better, and the expectations. Let me just show you where Carrie's going. See, Carrie's going to place where she can see her, but um, the Izzie cannot see Carrie, but Carrie can see Izzie. Okay, and that's in your house. It would be like you being inside and just watching her from the outside, because that color will work through your walls and all that stuff. So we're gonna talk to you much more about it, but that's the point. And so you can expect a much longer and much better um, work. So you don't really baby her anywhere, because oh my god, there's birds or whatever. It doesn't matter because she encounters the birds there all the time. So don't think that she's incapable of doing stuff or working or oh, whatever the distractions are. Okay, because that's her normal life that's there. And obviously when you go out and it's all new to the dog, or you go to different places and doing whatever, that's a little new. So you do expect her to maybe be a little shorter time, still listen to everything that you say, but maybe a shorter time. Maybe it will take you twice to do it. But that's what your group classes are for. So the group classes are going to teach you how to deal with that without breaking down the main behaviors, because you're either not sure if she can do it or whatever. She can do anything. Everything that's what you've seen in the videos, that's why the videos are here. She can do this with the flying colors, no matter what it is. So that is the whole point of all of it. And that's about it. So for the sake of the video, we do only 5 minutes, but she can do up to 45 minutes without distractions, no problems. However, nobody can watch this video for that long. Not me, not you, not anybody. So we're just gonna do it 5 minutes exactly and cut it off, and that's how we handle these things. Such a beautiful weather. Did you even have the rain here? You had the rain here? We didn't have a rain until the last night, and last night, so the people across of me, their whole everything got licked, and they woke up in a bed full of water. So I did good. I had no water, not in my bed. So I'm not really sure if it was from somebody on top not having some water issue, because I was on the first floor, so I don't see it being from a roof unless it goes right through everything. But they had it in a bed, so I don't know. So the first thing that happened, I was screaming. Somebody was screaming up there, like, what is going on? And the Umka was on the watch for the whole time. Oh, I'm like, what are you gonna do? What is it that you're gonna do? All your 10 pounds, what are they gonna do? Be very upset, I guess. But, she allows me to sleep good. So that's a good thing. Huh? The watch? Yeah, you have no watch. Yeah, you always wear the watch. It's not one of the line countries still, though. I still have those too. And go ahead. It's time. Go get her. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to call the dog from there. You always want to keep your promise and go and get her. We'll talk about this much more in detail in the class, and later, and the group classes, and everywhere else. So, good job. And it's a free time. Whee! Free time! And the muzzle part of all our programs, because if she ever needs to have anything medically done or whatever that is, obviously that's the only reason why she would ever have it on, but at least it's not going to be something else to cause the stress when she's going to have to get this done. So, and they have a special muzzles for short noses breed. Obviously we don't own any, so she's not on the heel or anything. She's just showing that she can walk with it. That's about it. But obviously they have a different type of muzzle for the short noses, but we don't have it, and we're just doing it for anyone. So if she can tolerate this, which is completely not comfortable, she'll tolerate anything that's more comfortable. So that's kind of what the whole point of this is. But it's all about to lessen the stress. I don't know how anybody did her nails before, because I don't see that happening voluntarily from her side. The reason why we put muzzle is just so there is no human being scared of any kind of her movement, and we can completely ignore her movement. It's not that she is aggressive about it or not, but it allows the human not to pay attention to what she is doing as far as that goes. But she's not a happy camper whatsoever, and that took us 3 weeks to work
Good girl.
on. So literally that muzzle is just there, so you don't worry about this, you don't look. And if anybody else is doing it,
Good.
again, they're supposed to have a little better muzzles,
Good.
because for short noses dogs, but that's good enough for us for right now, and for her to accept that. So worked a lot on this, and I suggest that you probably do like a one nail at a time, and just go through all of the nails, but only cut like one nail at a time.
Good.
And then once you're comfortable, 2, 3, whatever. Okay.
Good
And the
girl.
reason for that is just she's extremely sensitive.
Good.
She does not like it whatsoever. And again, whoever did that before had to kind of restrain her, because I mean, for as much as we had to work on this, I don't see that happening voluntarily whatsoever. Okay. And the last couple, take the muzzle off. No.
No. Yeah. No. Good girl. Good.
See what we're talking about? Like,
Good.
she's much more subdued in the muzzle.
Good. Good.
So
Good girl.
that makes it easier for you to learn, or for anybody else to do
Good
it
girl.
without being worried or scared or whatever. Because when people are feeling uncomfortable, they completely are different. So it's not that she is having any issues like that, but it just makes people feel better, and generally results are much better when that happens. Okay, the ears, eyes, and whatever.
Good.
Excellent. A lot of them have eye issues and ear issues, so if you do that like every time,
Good.
it will allow you to do this later. And we're done.
Good girl. It's a good girl.
That was good. That was a good hold. Wow. Nice, guys. And then where you're going to spend time out, then better she's going to be with all these noises, and she's going to trust you better. Because at this point, every noise, she's going to check it out for herself. And although she is listening, it's still not to the point where we want, because it's just not enough time. Good.
Steve, line 1, please. Steve, line 1.
Do you hear that? They need a clicker to train that ferret.
No, I didn't hear it.
Because apparently you cannot train without a clicker. All right, and let's go do a picture, okay? Once you. All right, that's perfect. Okay, guys. So you see how boring this is? This is a very boring for the dog. However, what that creates the work ethics, and that creates actual understanding that not everything is fun, and sometimes I have to do what you're asking me to do. So also, as you see, we are not dominating this with treats too much, because again, we're not teaching tricks, we're teaching the behaviors that's going to stick in real life. So work ethics are extremely important. You can even see by her face, well, I understand why we keep going back and forth. Well, it's not really for you to understand. We're going in public, that means that you're going to have to follow us, and then more you're going to be able to take her, then more experiences in life she's going to get. So that has nothing to do with anything. So that's why we keep pushing this, because she has no work ethics. So we put as much as we could in the 3 weeks, but that's your kind of one of the main goals to do. You're good. Airplane, go. Sorry, you didn't hear me. I was like, go, but there was an airplane there. So we are on the path of PBI. Is that corners or that's circles or donuts or what is it? I guess it's a corners. It's we're limited on the shade area. Carrie's trying to keep her in the shade. Tree. We're hiding. Still hiding. Where are you? is a weird place. You want me to move? I can move for the next one. The dog is doing good. I don't care. I don't care how you walk in because you have a plan and you have to change it. So you're basically making donuts. That's what you're doing. All right, that's enough because we are suffering here. The dog did good, okay? Make sure a baby voice is a part of it.
You good girl.
Because she's crazy for baby talk. Here's one thing we're missing, frisbees. So and we're gonna use tennis balls for this, but please never play with tennis balls. She needs a much bigger ball in order for that have, to be safe, because that can go right and affect her. So that's the ball. That's what Carrie's holding right now. This green one, that will be a right size for her to play with. And you should need to do this with every toy she likes and everything she likes. If she likes to chase anything, you are doing this. Kind of throw it like you would throw it like overhead, because none of that is how you actually will throw the ball. Please. Okay. Whose idea was to get a green ball so we can find it in a green yard?
They are remodeling everything. Exactly. That's what I'm talking
Oh my goodness. This is yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Wow. Uh-oh. That is very good.
That was good.
That was good. Happy Halloween, everybody. That was good. She had major issues with carts and anything that will actually like go by her. So we spent a good amount of time doing just that. And she's all good now. Even with the clowns like that. Whoa.
Okay. Down. Good. Okay. Down. Good. Okay. Down. Good girl. Okay. Down. Perfect. So stays implied. So she's not to get up until, okay, release her. Down. Very good girl. Okay. Down. Good. Nope. Down. So she got up before I released her. She anticipated it. So I said no. I mean, stop doing whatever it is you're doing. What is it that I want her to do? Down. So I'm going to wait before I release her again. She gets no treat. And I'm going to stand here and I'm going to wait so she doesn't anticipate. Okay, good. So that's how you deal with that. Right, that's how you deal with that. Pass the shade. Down. Okay? Good girl. Down. Very good girl. So I like the timely manner she went down, so that's why I gave her a treat this time and not last time and the times previous. That last time it took her a little bit longer and she walked a couple steps before she went down. Okay. She's still complying, so she's not doing it for any other, she's not doing it to disobey or anything. Down. Good. Good. Okay. I don't blame you, girl. It's hot right here. Down. Good. Okay. Down. Perfect. And that's all okay. She had a little itchy. That's why I waited to see what she's gonna do. And then she went back and did what she was supposed to do, which is down. Okay. That's all okay. Down. Perfect. Perfect girl. Okay.